One of the biggest mistakes that most traders make, including me, especially a lot in the past, is over trading. So every single day you're really looking at the charts and you really go complete bull, and then you are in the market, and then once you are in the market you are getting convinced by complete bearish arguments which you maybe see online, or maybe you invent them yourself. And I see a lot of people right now, they talk about a black swan event. And guys, the funny part is I actually just run in 2 black swans right here in the past. I'm going to show you. But yeah, what I basically want to say with that is that it is also good to stick with the facts. And a lot of people, they are predicting a black swan event, which first of all, guys, is very difficult to predict, if not impossible to predict. But the main reason why people predict probably a black swan event is because we have some bearish signs right now in the chart. And that's definitely true. We have some gaps in the regular financial markets. The interest rates have been quite high for a while right now, and they have been increasing very heavy over the past couple of years. So that's definitely something to think about. But these are the only reasons, right? If we have a look at the other reasons, like the seasonality that we are in right now, the 4-year season that we're in right now, if we look at the charts from a bigger perspective, we zoom a little bit out. Sorry guys, I'm gonna put on my sunglasses. We are still in an uptrend on most charts, right? For example, the altcoin market cap chart is in an uptrend. Bitcoin is in a very clear uptrend. And although we could be seeing a top and a black swan event could occur, it is all possible. The financial markets are crazy, right? It is, in my personal opinion, not the most likely. And don't get too persuaded to the whole time let your mind work all day and flip your positions all the time by, for example, expecting a black swan event. Because if you look at the historical accuracy of people predicting a black swan event, it is really not that accurate. There are every year people calling for big recessions, and of course some years those people are right, but most of the years these people are not right. And it's better for me personally to say, like, I'm going to pick one side, because I put all the reasons next to each other and I'm going to pick one side. And I picked the bullish side for this year because of my reasoning. And my reasoning mainly is most charts are still in an uptrend. Maybe some altcoins, they are technically in a downtrend, although you see already a shift in that. You already see like higher lows and higher highs forming on the daily time frame. So on a weekly time frame, not directly in an uptrend, but they definitely are setting up to transition into an uptrend, which I think looks pretty decent. But most importantly, I believe, is the time that we are in right now. And time is the most important factor when analyzing the charts. And the time right now is we are in the last part of the 4-year cycle. And generally speaking, the last part is the part where the people who are in the markets will make the biggest amounts of money. I've seen this now many times. And if you are going to flip flop all the time with bullish and bearishness, you are prone to overtrading and you are prone to be stuck in the emotional state of the markets. I've seen it so many times. Some people, they're screaming for lower levels. We have seen big Twitter accounts as well screaming for lower levels. Bitcoin drops a little bit lower, so they are right a couple of weeks time. Then it just turns around, it goes up. And everyone who sold, they had 2 weeks where they was like, yeah, it is lower right now than when I sold. But then it just went up. And they didn't have any time to buy. They were not able to flip their mindset back into a bullish mindset, and they just missed the whole rally. So it's better to just hold during the time, maybe have a little bit dip in your portfolio, and then take off again, and then just, take it easy and take it safe. So guys, when you are flip-flopping through the markets in this last phase of this bull cycle, which, like I said many times, I can be totally wrong, but for my reasoning, I'm standing in the corner where there is a bigger advantage than to be a complete bear. That is what I personally believe. But if you have different reasoning, that's completely fine. But ask yourself objectively and honestly, are the rules of my trading system triggered right now? Am I making a decision based on my emotional state, based on a tweet that I saw, or based on maybe even a video that you watched online? Or are you making a decision based on your trading rules, which has nothing to do with your emotional state? Your emotional state can only complement the trading strategy that you have in an opposite way. So if you would feel bearish, it would complement a bullish trajectory. If you feel bullish, it would complement the bearish trajectory, if that's what your trading system basically says, because you often have to go against your own emotional state. Guys, that was the quick talk of today's video. I see lots of people screaming a black swan event. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying that many of these guys that actually try to predict a black swan in the past were also not right with a black swan, because to predict a black swan is just very difficult. But I do understand the logic. I do understand that the interest rates are high. I get it. I definitely understand it. But there are also a lot of reasons why right now you should not be too bearish, in my personal humble opinion. But on the other hand, also when I see all this bearishness online, it just convinces me a little bit that I'm feeling more confident, more comfortable in the market position than out of the market position, because I think this part of the cycle, the last part of the cycle, is also a part where there should be a lot of doubts and people don't know what to do and people get a little bit scared, because that's just part of the cycle. That's part of the last phase of the cycle. But I'm not going to fold my hand right now. I'm not going to fold in the last months. I'm just going to sit this one out. And although it's very hard to imagine exactly how it go, how crazy it will go, I'm just going to stick with the seasonality and going to stick with the strategies that I have applied in the past 4 to 6 years. Hello. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to stick with that, and let's see how that plays out. And if by any chance, like, the charts really enter a downtrend, especially the altcoin market cap chart, then I will flip my bias, and I will definitely have some losses, but I can still protect some of my capital. These are my thoughts right now, because overtrading, guys, flipping every week your complete bias based on your emotional state, not even based on trading rules, is very dangerous, and you gotta see that for yourself as well. Okay, guys, wish you a beautiful day. I'm seeing some black swans here. I haven't seen them in the market yet, but let's hope they will not enter the market. But let's see, guys. Let's see. Okay, guys, wish you a beautiful day. I hope to see every single one of you in the next video. Bye bye.